You guys probably knew that, right? It's like the magic of it. So, you're like, I woke up like this.
Yeah.
Okay, so Air Flash foundation, I like. If you are a fan of Air Flash, you can apply it with a brush, or you can also use one of our latest and greatest foundations, which is the Dior Skin Star. I like Dior Skin Star because there's an SPF of 30 in it, okay? I always apply my foundation with a brush. People say, Ricky, can you apply it with your fingers? And I always say that you can, but it never goes on evenly with your fingers, just like finger painting, okay? So you kind of suck in your cheeks and you just go back and forth right here. And you see how that's giving a beautiful cheekbone instantly. It's like you don't even have to worry. What happens when you see those videos on YouTube and they're like, oh, this is how you contour? That's like the theatrical way to contour. And it's what we do when it comes to like photo shoots, but then you see people taking the principles from the YouTube videos and they're walking around department stores like that, and it's just not pretty. Okay, so this thing here. Now make sure that when you're using this brush, you're not doing this, okay? If you're using it horizontal like this, that's the incorrect placement, and I think that a lot of makeup fails happens when women don't use the brush correctly, okay? Like the foundation brush. If you have a liquid foundation brush and your foundation streaks, it's because you're not holding the brush correctly, okay? And also, if your foundation streaks, it's probably because you're not hydrated enough. So the foundation doesn't have enough slip, and it just keeps grabbing onto your skin. Now when it comes to blush and bronzer, it's like peanut butter and jelly. Same brush. Dip into a blush. This one's a neon blush that's called Rosy Glow. I love this. Don't be afraid of blush. The only time I don't like blush is if I'm doing like a classic red lip. If I'm doing a classic red lip, I kind of shy away from using a bright pink blush because I think it's just really too much going on in the skin. So I don't even clean the brush off. I use the same brush and I just tap off the excess and smile for me. When you smile, the apple of the cheek pops out. Now the magazines tell you to blush the apple of your cheek. Some women take that very literally. And I just posted on my Instagram. They think they look like this, but they end up looking like Annabelle, that doll, the movie that just came out with the little circles. So you want to start at the apple, but you want to blend into your bronzer, okay? So you start there, you blend. This is another self-adjusting blush, so it's going to warm up and work with the moisture levels in your skin. Let's see. Ready? Let's see. Pretty. Okay, so we have a very nice flush to the cheeks. Oh, this universal. So it shows up on every skin tone, including mine, which is great. The next thing that we're going to do is throw something on the lips because I'm actually going to focus my attention on the eyes for you today. We have this new eyeshadow palette that I'm obsessed with, and I'm going to do that on the eyes. But when you do the lips, you know, you can color outside the lines, like I was mentioning earlier. I wanted to have a conversation about neutral versus natural because I think that a lot of women get that mixed up. Natural is a color that is in your lips enhanced, okay? So 9 times out of 10, that's going to have a little pink in it. Neutral is beige and taupe, okay? So if you are a neutral person, you want to go for something that's very beigey, but you got to be careful with that because sometimes beige can make you look extremely washed out, like you have no lips. So if you put something on your lips and it completely takes your lips away, unless you're going for a 1960s look, then you probably need to add a little bit of color in there, if that makes sense. And if you see Angelina Jolie on the red carpet with a nude beige lipstick, and you don't have Angelina Jolie's lips, I mean, because sometimes the lips are small, you know? Angelina Jolie, her lips are like, you know, so you can take that taupe and put it on there and she's still gonna look okay. But some women are like, I need that lipstick, it's so pretty on her. And they go and they buy it and then they put it on and their lips are just non-existent, okay? So get a little bit of pink in that equation. So we are going to throw on, we already have some lip glow. I think I'm gonna use one of my favorite nudes, and this is called Swan. I love this color. And we are going to pop on some lip maximizer, I think, yeah. lip maximizer plumper, and we are going to do a little swan as well. Okay, let's see how I'm doing on the time. Good, on time. So lip liner, to do lip liner or not to do. I like lip liner, I think that it's cool. I actually judge lip liner based on the lips. If I have very small lips without definition and shape, I do like to do a lip liner, even if the look is very natural. If I have a full lip that has very prominent shape, sometimes I can skip the liner. So it's going to be based on the look that you want. Now, you don't have to find a liner that's the exact same color, because what brands do is they actually come out with like 60 lipsticks, and then they have like 8 lip liners, okay? So you have to make sure that it's in the same family, okay? And make sure that it's immediate family. Some of you got that? My mom actually wears this very dark lip liner and a very light lipstick. And I told her that if I'm in LA and she goes out with me, then she can't wear it. So to me, this color is natural. This is a natural pink. It's beautiful, it's long wearing, and you see it looks kind of like the lips, except it's giving a little bit of color. So this is my favorite natural pink. I also like vibrant lips as well. I think that if you're in a rush to make up, the best thing for you to do is just pop on a bright lip. Because the only thing you need is like a little mascara, bright lip, your skin's perfect, and you're good. So if you want to skip eyeshadow when you're doing a bright lip, it's totally okay. Or like your look, I love the deep kind of bold lip on your complexion. It's very pretty. And then here, now you don't have to put lipstick on with a brush. I just do it because it makes me feel more fancy. And then lip maximizer I do in the center of the bottom lip. When you put lip maximizer in the center of the bottom lip, you're instantly going to get a plump effect, okay? So your lip is gonna look more like 3D, a little bit more volume you get. And also what happens is, if you put it everywhere, sometimes you can get that lip gloss that kind of creeps out in the corners, and it's not really that nice looking. So make sure you put it in the center, and then just press your lips together, and then it'll kind of move out to where it needs to, and not like covering entire lips with the lip gloss. Yes?
Do you believe in using your liner and making that your base before you put your lipstick on?
If you wanted to fill in, that is something that I'm not opposed to. I definitely think that that's very good. The only thing that I kind of shy away from in doing that is if it looks very dry. And sometimes if you complete the lip with the liners have a tendency to be very dry. So then you put the lipstick on and it looks moist, but then it's just very dry looking after a while. So that's the only thing. So if you hydrate enough, that is a-okay with me, okay? And if you guys want to know like how a trick that we use to keep things on, I'll show you really quickly. Yeah, because I got like 15 minutes to do guys, and it's not going to take that long at all. So this product here, if you have oily skin and you want to keep oils at bay, I have extremely oily skin, but I don't like for my skin to look chalky. So what I do is I take a little bit of this down the T-zone and a little bit on the sides of my nose, just to kind of matte out my skin. If you are concerned with like lip product staying on, I just want to show you. Oh, this will be a good demonstration. So let's say you have this lip liner. So you put this on. If you put it on, it's going to instantly kind of rub off, right? But if I make another line like this, then I spray this. So let's say I make my line and I want my lipsticks to stay on all day. I spray this like that. I completely cover it. So I do that on my lips. Don't inhale it. It's going to be, you know. So you just do this. I did that once and I sprayed myself. So you do that. After that, you take your brush. Do they have any other holiday brush situations?
The brushes?
Yeah.
We have one left.
Oh, whoever wants it, raise your hand. Okay. So Okay, you got it. So write down holiday brush set. So
Okay.
we're gonna get that for you. And then also, I'm gonna give you guys like my top brushes, okay? Because I think that, especially going into the eyes, it's like some people want very sexy, like celebrity style eye looks, and they're using these like little applicators, and they're not ever gonna get those looks with the applicators, okay? So what you do, we're still in the mirror, we spray, we leave it for like a second, we brush it off, so you're still gonna get the color there, okay? So the color is still there, but now try to remove the line. You see, it's not, you can't remove it. You see, it's a lot more longer wearing. So that's the way, and it will eventually come off. You know, nothing is, you know, always, but actually, if you do that, you're gonna prolong the wear of anything that you put on your lips, okay? So that's matte touch.
But that's that oily skin stuff, right?
The matte touch I can actually use as a powder because even if you, let's say you do all of your skincare and you have dry skin and you are getting glammed up, right? So you're getting glammed up to go out. Even if you have the driest of skin, I still use matte touch in the T-zone. What happens if you're taking a selfie for Instagram or if you're going out and you're being photographed with camera phones? Even if you have dry skin, if this area is still shiny, you're gonna look very oily, okay? So there's a happy medium between an oil and a glow, okay? So you can still use that product even if you have dry skin. So let's finish this up with the eye makeup. And my eye tips are going to be very general because everyone has different eyes. If you are doing a natural look, okay, make sure that it looks like you have something on. I think that a lot of women get caught up in the brown eyeshadow situation, and they think that brown eyeshadow is making them look very natural, and in turn, brown eyeshadow can make you look very tired. The goal of wearing eye makeup is just to look awake. So I'm not saying that brown is a bad color. I'm saying it needs to be partnered with the right products. Yesterday I was doing that Nordstrom trend video and they wanted to focus all on lips. So her lip actually looked like yours, but her eyes were very bare. They kept saying that her eyes were irritating. And I didn't know what they were talking about because you know some things look different on camera. So they sent in the makeup artist assistant to put eye drops in the model's eyes. And it's still, they're like, her eyes look irritated. You know what it was? It was brown eyeliner that I put on. She looked tired. She looked like she had an eye irritation. So sometimes natural isn't always natural. It can be like, okay? So I'm gonna use a palette that I love. It's called Panache. I'm gonna be working with 2 eyeshadow brushes, and I am going to do this as quickly and as painlessly as possible. I'm gonna start off by showing you guys what we did as a base for the eyes. We used the eye prime, okay? If you have issues with lipstick feathering, if you have any fine lines around the lips and the lipstick feathers, if you wear color and you shy away from bright colors for this reason, you can put eye prime around your mouth and then you draw your lips on. It's gonna help keep the lipstick in. Actually, I love this on the eyes, but to be honest with you, I like it so much better as a lip primer. I really do. Especially if you're going for one of those colors that are very bold and you want, like let's say my lip, I have pink here and I don't have the color here, so I want one tone. If you want one tone in your lip, just cover it with the eye prime and it's gonna keep everything together, okay? So we've already put our eye prime on and we're gonna be working with Panache. I like to highlight with a color that isn't too white, and if the color is white, I like for it to be very transparent, okay? I think that I learned this very early on in doing makeup. If the brow color is too white, and you do your shading and your smoky and all that stuff like lower than the white, when you take a picture and you use a flash, that white is gonna be the only thing that you're gonna see, okay? So my initial photo shoots that I would do all this beautiful blending in the crease, nice smoky colors, and then I would get all the photos back and all I saw was this white reflection here and nothing else, okay? So don't let white take over. Even if your palette has white in it, you just make sure that it's a transparent color and it's not as opaque. And somebody's out there eating, hey. Oh, I was like, what is that? All right. Another thing I want to bring up when it comes to eyeshadow, you don't need a base color. Okay? Your base is your eye prime. If you have this and you use this all over every day, this is going to run out before everything else. And you're going to be left with a palette that has one empty slot. And you're like, what do I use for my base now? So the eye prime is going to be your base, and you can use all of the colors equally. So over here, we are same deal. And if you're not wearing eyeshadow for the day, you can do eye prime to take the redness out of the eyelid. 9 times out of 10, there's going to be a little color on the eyelid. And you want to take that away, and then put your mascara on if you're skipping eyeshadow, so it makes you look a little bit vibrant. Now, on my medium and dark skin tones, eye prime is a lot lighter than your skin tone. You can use eye prime, but make sure that you're using it with eyeshadow over it. Okay, so it does prevent the eyeshadow from creasing, like if you have oily eyelids and then sometimes your eyeshadow ends up in the collecting here after a few hours, you can still use eye prime, but because it's lighter than your skin, make sure that you put your eyeshadows over it. Okay? Here. So that's very fresh. Okay. And never forget about the inside corners of your eyes, because sometimes it can be very blue in here. So you always want something that's just going to brighten up that inside corner. The next thing we do is something that always plagues every woman when it comes to applying the eye makeup, and that is the crease. Ooh, the crease. Contour brush for the eyes. Doesn't it look similar to the contour brush for the cheeks? It's slanted, okay? So what was the rule for the cheek brush? The longer end up, okay? The rule for this brush, the longer end in. You have a crease, even if it's not visible, it's right below that bone and right above your eyeball. That little socket there is where you want to put the longer end of this brush. And then you want to massage back and forth, and that's how you get a nice blend. In this case, I'm going to be using the center color here, which is a beautiful matte color. And while I'm on the subject of matte versus shiny, I will say that there's no kind of, like, if you reach a certain age, you shouldn't wear shiny and all that stuff. Harper's Bazaar used to include me every year in this issue that they do called Beauty at Every Age. And they stopped including me, even though I'm a regular kind of person mentioned in Harper's Bazaar, but they stopped calling me for that specific story. And the reason that they did is because I was always the one that was playing devil's advocate. And I was saying, you know what, if you're telling these women that after age 40 they can't wear anything frosty, then they all wear matte. And then to me, if the eyes are all matte, it's gonna look like a desert, okay? And just kind of dry and cracky. So I would always give them opposite of what they told their readers for years, and they stopped calling me. So whatever, I don't care.
Good job.
Right? I mean, I still do a lot of the stories, but just never that one. Because I'm speaking the truth. And I also told them that they forget about ages. They do beauty at 30, 40, 50, and then that's it. Like, so what about 60? You know? So this is a beautiful blend on the crease. I kind of go like starting on the outside corner and then just kind of work my way almost like 2/3 of the way over for this look. I don't love seeing a ton of dark in the inside by the nose unless I'm going for something extremely dramatic, okay? Sometimes that's the easiest way to open up your eyes. It's just making sure that you taper off the dark color kind of right here. I also don't like when the eyeshadow looks like it's just stopping at the side. You know, sometimes they say put the little tape in here. Okay, you don't have to do that. You just blend the eyeshadow through. Your eye makeup needs to look pretty at every angle. So if you have a little tape or like taking this and making it so like precise there, when you turn to the side to take like a 3/4, it's gonna look very odd, okay? Let's see. So this is really pretty. Now, if those of you that are super natural looking and you like a natural look, we can just throw on some eyeliner to this and then put on a little bit of mascara and we're good, okay? We're just gonna take it one step further just to show you for any kind of makeup mavens in here, all right? So what I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna dip into this darkest shade and I'm gonna dip into this one here. So these two here, Tap off the excess. I tap off the excess because if I'm working with dark colors and I don't, what's going to happen is everything is going to fall underneath the ice. And it's going to be a pain to get it away. So always tap off your excess. The next thing I do as a trick is press. So instead of sweeping, which can cause a dust, I press. And you'll see that even though the colors are very dark in here, you can get them on a lot lighter. And then over here. And I'm just taking this kind of to meet the color that's in the center, okay? So if you're doing dark and smoky, this can be any color. You always want to work from top to bottom. If you work from bottom to top, that's when the smoky starts getting a lot bigger, because one side always feels darker than the other. You keep dipping into your colors to balance, and the color just keeps growing, okay? So if you're doing smoky, do top to bottom. And we just have eyeliner and mascara, and we are all set. And then I'm going to show you my finishing touch, which is the Lord of the eye cream and some highlighter for underneath the eyes. So for this look, I'm actually not going to do any eyeliner at the bottom, and that isn't a rule, okay? It isn't a rule like daytime brown, nighttime this. It's just the look, okay? Like your eyes, I love the eyeliner at the bottom. So if I was doing your eyes, I would definitely do some eyeliner. But for this look, I'm just going to skip it because I just want everything to kind of, you know? So it's just always going to depend on the look that you like. Let's see. Okay. And a little bit over here. You guys like where this is going? Ready? This is a look that we like to call the new neutral, okay? Or neutral smoky. So you're using tones that are neutral, but you're getting a little drama. Notice that I'm keeping the inside still very airy and fresh. I'm just gonna dip back into this brush without putting any more product on and just feather this a little so it doesn't look like it's stopping. Let's see. Okay, so that just softens it a little bit. When you blend, you don't have to keep dipping into eyeshadow. That's the #1 rule to make the eyeshadow look muddy, and then it just looks like you get punched in the eye, or the lady from the Go-Gurt commercial. Okay? So you can blend. Sometimes when I blend, I have a tissue, and before I go back into the eye, I take my brush, tissue off all that excess color, and then I go to blend. It makes the eye a lot more clean, and it doesn't get muddy. So next, we are going to do some waterproof mascara, and we are going to do that intense brown. Can you turn this way a little bit for me? We are going to take this from the outside, working our way in, and we are not really going to worry about the shape that we're creating because we actually are going to blend it, okay? So don't worry about making pencil eyeliner perfect. It's not designed to be perfect. It's all designed to be moved around. The only eyeliner that needs to be perfect is liquid. And if those of you that have maybe a shaky hand or you struggle with liquid in the past, I want you to write down art pen. Okay, art pen is just like using a marker, and if you like liquid, it's such an easy liquid to use. I'm going about halfway over, no, 2/3. When I do the eyeliner, I always say that you don't want your eyeliner to look like it almost ran the red light. So they say go halfway, and then women do this, especially on the bottom, and it's here, and it stops here. It's very abrupt, okay? What you do is you stop there, take your finger or the other end with the smudgy, and just feather it in. It's gonna look a lot more natural. Over here as well. Let's see. Now I got a little eyeliner underneath the bottom, no worries. So what I do, let me put on my first coat of mascara, which is the iconic Overcurl. I love this mascara. And then I'm going to fix underneath the eyes, and I will be all set. I need to do is, my cleanup is always not going to be makeup remover, okay? This is something that people do all the time. They either take the Q-tip, put it in your finger, and put it in your mouth, and then go, and that's kind of weird. And then, or they'll go into their makeup remover, and what you're doing is you're creating a hole in the makeup. So your cleanup is actually going to be eye cream, okay? This is the Lord to be eye cream. So what I'm gonna do, and this is something that I do when I finish everyone's makeup. So the first thing I need to do is fix that underneath the eye, okay? We got the eyeliner transfer, no biggie. Look up for me. We're just gonna take this. Okay, so that's where we take that away, okay? Look at that. Now, how many of you have done your eyes and you're like, oh, I need to clean up underneath my eyes. And what you do is you take concealer. You know, you put the concealer over that. No bueno. That's gonna make you look gray underneath the eyes, and we don't like gray underneath the eyes. So, let's see. This is pretty. So my finishing touch is a combination of Glow Maximizer, which I love. It's golden. If you have darkness underneath your eyes, Glow Maximizer is a beautiful product just to kind of like make that a lot less. And then a little bit of the Lord to Be eye cream. Now this is going to make you look rested even if you've only slept for a few hours. And this is something that before I send my girls out on the red carpet, I always apply to them. Look all the way up for me. So you know when you see the girls out on like nightly shows and you're like, why underneath their eyes just looks so soft and kind of moist looking? This is what we do, okay? This is also going to blur any signs of fine lines. It's going to help to plump the skin, okay? Powder highlighters there, not that cool because it's going to sit on top and actually accentuate fine lines and wrinkles. But if you do something liquid, it's actually going to make them look a lot less obvious. The reason that I mix it with a little bit of my Lord to Be eye cream is because if I did the Glow Maximizer by itself, it may be a little bit too harsh, okay? Turn this way for me. And you already see that. It's just very soft. Can you see? And it picks up the light. So when you're highlighting your skin, make sure that you don't go crazy with highlighter. I see a lot of women, they'll take the Glow Maximizer and put it all over the face. Glow Maximizer is reflective, okay? So my key when it comes to highlighting your face, if your face is stationary and you can see bling, there's an issue. Because when you go outside, that bling is going to be amplified by 2. Okay, so it should definitely just pick up the light. So if you're looking at yourself in the mirror, you put your highlighter on, you should only see the bling if you start moving your face around. When you start moving your face around, it should pick up the light, you should see the glow. This product also is used on the legs as well as the arms, on the chest as well as the back if you're going out for a special event. Make sure, just like with the eyes, when you do that, don't go full force with it, okay? Take a little bit of your favorite lotion, or you'll see my favorite, Dior body cream, I love. And you mix it together and you apply it to your body. That's how you get that beautiful kind of body bling, okay? So I'm actually going to be applying a little bit more mascara here, but I don't want to run too much into your time. So I am going to say my last words because I've been talking like crazy today. Okay, you guys like the look?
Yeah.
Nice. I'm gonna do a little bit more, a little bit of mascara at the bottom. Okay, and then another coat of another mascara at the top just to get a little bit more drama. But this is a beautiful look. Everyone can wear it, and if this isn't your look, we have anything that you need here. When it comes to figuring out your purchases, make sure that you put your eggs in your skincare basket. So that one essential, that Lord to Be lotion, that Lord to Be cream, serum eye cream especially, okay? Make sure that you do that before eyeshadow and lip gloss and lipstick, okay? So I loved you guys today, and I'm going to be around kind of answering your personal questions a little bit later, but I just want to give you playtime. Now, one thing that we didn't mention, you are not getting your makeup done today. Okay, you guys knew that, right? Class is you're taking all of what I've just shared with you and implementing it and doing your makeup by yourself with the assistance of a pro. And this is going to prevent you from doing what you normally do. You go and get your makeup done, you're like, oh girl, I look good, I want all of that. You want all of that. And and you get it home and you're like, what is that? What is that? What is that?
That's true.
You know? So now you're gonna know where to put everything. You're gonna know the order in which you put your skincare. I always meet people, they're like, Ricky, I'm using all this stuff. I'm like, okay, cool, so how do you use it? And it's 9 times out of 10, the wrong way to use it, okay? So thank you, thank you, thank you.